morning and welcome everybody. We're all fellow travelers in this journey of learning, and the Dalai Lama often speaks of the enormous significance of India, Indo-Tibetan civilizational heritage, and the rich diversity of possibilities and methods that it offers to train the mind. And he's often suggested that, we invest so much of our time and energy in training ourselves, physically, for jobs, for skills to look more beautiful, or for our toes to be more attractive. There's an amazing range of things that we invest our time in, and yet how little time we invest in training our minds, which are really the source of how we experience life. And also he's commented on the importance of the authenticity of that tradition, which has the ability to assimilate modern contemporary knowledge without feeling challenged or threatened by it. And Dr. Bhavanani has embodied that by he was heir to a rich tradition that goes back 100 years, and I will repeat a personal anecdote that I shared for those of you who were here. And so instead of merely locking that in, he went out and studied modern medicine, and to look at ways in which these could be integrated, not merely complementary, but integrated. And for those of you who are familiar, sort of landmark work was done by John Kabat-Zinn at Massachusetts Medical Institute on mindfulness-based stress reduction. That was one example, and I think that he's a shy, reticent man, and so his work, in my humble view, far exceeds the range of what John Kabat-Zinn was doing and continues to do, largely because, and that's what the workshops will offer, largely because of the many dimensions of yoga that he draws upon, and to transmit the possibilities of training the mind. That's my the phone ringing with the monk's call, that's and wonderful. I think that's very auspicious. So. So the divine is letting us know that they are present. So that is the context in which we have hosted these workshops. Also celebrating the recognition that though our master is a Buddhist, that we embrace and learn from in a spirit of mutuality from all traditions that offer these techniques and possibilities. I think that, and again, it is to look here at the work that they're doing, though it looks like you're working with sound, you're working with kriya and what have you, but the ultimate aspiration of this, as for Patanjali, was training the mind, and how using the different sensibilities and aspects of our personalities that we can achieve that.
Namaste, Vanakkam, Swagatam, Shubdinam, Suprapad, and from Italy, Buongiorno. So, such a pleasure to be with you. Have met some of you yesterday, so it's nice to look out and see familiar faces. And I'm sure that as the day goes on today, we'll all become more familiar with each other, getting to know each other in a very holistic manner. Not just the physical body, but all aspects of our existence. The term salutogenesis is a term that was coined by a social scientist, Aaron Antonovsky, whose centenary we have just had in 2023. He was born in 1923, and 2023 was his centenary year. And at Pondicherry, we have an Institute of Salutogenesis and Complementary Medicine that I'm heading in a modern healthcare university, where medical students, nursing students, pharmacy students every student of our university gets exposed to wellness rather than just illness. We all know that the journey from illness to wellness is basically, as commonly stated, a journey from the I to the we. And when we can shift out of the I consciousness, which is the cause of illness, and we move into a we consciousness, which is a manifestation of wellness, we grow as a human being. Being born human is a great opportunity. Because to be born human, it is said by the Tamil poetess Avaya, Aridu Aridu Manidarai Pirattal Aridu. It is so rare to have the human birth. And my question is always, we were born human, but are we being human? Because we have moved from being human, doing human. It's all the time, what do you do? How do you do? Why do you do? When do you do? When will you stop doing? It is all about doing, 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 and we define ourselves by what we do rather than what we are. And the moment you define yourself with what you do, you have created a gap, a division. And the largest Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, states, from Dvitiyam, that is duality, comes Bhayam, which is fear. The moment there is division, there is fear. And we know how politicians around the world play on fear. And this is why the more we think of me, like we did yesterday, and we'll do that many times today and tomorrow, the more you think of me, I want, only me, only I, the more illness is going to manifest. What is called Vyadi by Maharishi Patanjali. He says Vyadi is the first obstacle on spiritual evolution. Vyadi, Sthana, Samshaya, Pramada, Alasya, Abhirati, Bhranti Darshana, Alabdha Bhumi Katva, Anavasti Tattvani, Chitta Vikshepate, Antaraya. They are the Antarayas, they are the obstacles. Today, when we look at our healthcare system, with due apologies to Professor Sab, we have moved from being a healthcare system to a disease care system. And the nightmare for a modern trained doctor would be for someone to come to them and say, Doctor, I'm perfectly healthy. Please tell me how to be healthy for the rest of my life. Because it is an out of syllabus question. This is the truth. There's a joke that goes back to Russia where a guy goes to a doctor and he has all these symptoms. And the doctor does all the examination and all, and at the end of it says, tonight it is raining, go out and get wet in the rain and come back tomorrow. And he's like, Doctor, then I'll have pneumonia. And the doctor says, yes, but I know how to treat that. These are jokes, but they have a lot of truth in them. Today we are totally focused on pathology and pathogenesis. Genesis means that which gives birth, gives rise. The Sanskrita term is Jananam. Jananam, Genesis. Different cultures, same concept. What are the factors that manifest pathology? Pathogenesis. And so we are devising bigger and bigger equipments, or rather smaller these days, because a CT scan 50 years ago was huge, and now you have small portable ones. When I started my research in an autonomic function lab, virtually the whole room was filled with an equipment. Today I could wear it like I'm wearing this mic. We are devising better and better smarter and smarter equipment to diagnose pathology. We are focusing on pathology, better tests, better antimicrobials, better ways of treating people. Daycare surgeries, things that would take you 7 days in the hospital, today have become daycare surgeries. Yes, great, amazing advances, which is why I am a human bridge between modern medicine and traditional healing systems. Both can complement, supplement each other. There doesn't have to be duality. There doesn't have to be friction. They are partners in wellness, not partners in crime. Partners in wellness. So we have pathogenesis, which has become the leading paradigm of policy, of the healthcare policy. And we want to shift to a salutogenesis paradigm, which focuses on what are the factors that can enable me as an individual to be as healthy as I can be, given my genetic background and the environmental factors. You know, if a yogi has a problem and gets admitted, recently a big yoga master was admitted in a hospital and everybody's like, a yogi has gone to the hospital. And yeah, he is also having a human body. A human body is bound to have wear and tear. There's nothing wrong. But the problem comes, we think that a person who's a yogi should never get any illness. That's impossible. I have a human body. A human body has certain metabolic, physiological functions. Over a period of time, due to my genetic predispositions and the environmental conditions, certain occurrences will happen. There is no harm in admitting, yes, we do fall down. But the harm is if you don't get up again. We all fall down. If you look at the ECG, you know, the ECG tracing should always be going up and down. P, Q, R, S, T waves, they go up and down, up and down. Your EEG waves should be going up and down. Your EMG wave should be going up and down. Any wave should be going up and down. That's why it's a wave. Imagine you had a flat ECG. I am so healthy. No, I'm sorry to say you are dead. Huh? They say you don't know when you're dead and you don't know when you're stupid. It's the same, flat line. Huh? Flat line. Flat line is not healthy. Up and down curves and waves are healthy. So one day you feel happy, one day you feel sad. One day you have sukha, one day you have dukkha. But it doesn't mean you'll always have sukha. That is a utopian dream that is inattainable or non-attainable. But you don't have to all the time have dukkha also. That is also not healthy. And hence we have to find a balance. Sukha dukkha samatvam we want. We want sama. We want to find balance, harmony in the ups and downs of life. So in salutogenesis, the equivalent, very traditional term is swasthya. Because if you look at our ancient scriptures, Shushruta, about 600 BC, long time ago, okay? It wasn't yesterday. 600 BC says, Samadosha, Sama Agnischa, Samadhatu Malakriya, all that has to be sama, equilibrium. Samadosha, dosha should be in sama. Samadosha, there has to be a sama agni, the metabolic fires. 13 metabolic fires have to be in balance, harmonious balance. When you eat, your digestive system should work. But when you are not eating, it shouldn't eat you up. Samadosha, sama dhatu, sama agnischa, samadhatu malakriya. Your mala, all the impurities should be detox. Detox is an important concept. My father used to say, you are not sick, you are toxic. You have put so much of toxin in, you have put all the junk into you. If you keep on putting junk food, you become a junkyard. And if you put junk thoughts into your consciousness, you become a junk heap. Who can choose it? We can choose it. The power of choice is the superpower of being human. Mala Kriya. And then the most important aspect that we have neglected, Prasanna, Atma, Indriya, Mana. That is Swasth. A tranquil Mana. Imagine that, a beautiful tranquil Manas. A tranquil Indriya that is not saying, I want that, I saw that, he did that, oh my God, this is hot, this is cold. That is where we are today. Ah! Okay, fine. You don't like somebody, okay, so what? You can shut them off from inside. That is called pratyahara in yoga. You are seeing it, but you are unaffected by what you see. You are hearing it, but you are unaffected by what you hear. Because you have chosen to withdraw the mind. Pratyahara is the withdrawal of the mind from the senses. We translate it as sensory withdrawal. No, no, no. Sensory withdrawal means, I have closed my eyes, now I'm doing pratyahara. No. When I close my eyes, I'm like, are they all still looking at me, or have they escaped for tea? My mind is in overdrive. Can you remove the power source? What is the power of the senses? The mind. Withdraw the mind from it. That is where you choose to see without being affected by it. You experience, but you are not affected by it. Like King Janaka, who was the ruler, but he was unaffected by being a king. He was fulfilling his dharma. So coming back, Swasth is a beautiful term that actually is what today we call salutogenesis. So salutogenesis has as its heart, and can we all check whether we have a heart? Place your hand on your chest, slightly to the left. Do we really have a heart? Your heart should go labdup, labdup, labdup. You know actually what it's telling you? Love you, love you, love you, love you. Labdup is what the medicine says. It's actually love you. The heart is saying, I love you. See, I started beating a couple of months after you were created. And I will keep beating until your last beat. And I love you so much. That is why the heart is the best karma yogi. It is constantly fulfilling its dharma without expectation. And later on I'll talk about it. Remind me about how heart is a karma yogi. It's a different topic. Because it's always supplying others, it forgets sometimes to supply itself. Always systole helps others, but it is in diastole the heart helps itself. Which is why we breathe exhalation longer to slow down the heart rate and improve the health of the heart. Remind me when it's appropriate, we'll come to that. The heart of salutogenesis is a sense of coherence. When we say, yes, Dr. Ananda is speaking coherently or incoherent rambling, that happens often. Yeah. Coherence means it makes sense. So a sense of coherence is when you have three parts in your life. What is the first part? My life is understandable. I can understand my life. It is a cognitive state. I understand what's happening in my life. I understand what I am to do. That understanding is the first one. The second thing is, I can manage my life. So I can understand my life. I can manage my life. And the third most important, my life has purpose. My life has meaning. So one is a cognitive aspect, that you cognize the world around you. The world around me, I can understand what is happening. I can understand what is going on in my life. And I can manage it. I need to climb up these stairs, I can do it. I don't need to climb down, I don't have to worry. I need to be there on time, I can be there. I don't need to be there on time, I don't have to. I can manage my life. But along with understanding your world and your life, along with managing your life and your world, Does your life have meaning? Does it have purpose? If these three, you can say yes, 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 you are in a state of salutogenic well-being. But as a doctor, what do we see? Most of the time we see people in a sense of incoherence. Doctor, I don't know what is happening around me. I have no idea what to do, how to manage my life. And so often patients saying, my life doesn't have any meaning, doesn't have any purpose. What is manifested in our hospitals is a sense of incoherence. Hence, the journey that we need to have is from incoherence to coherence, from pathogenesis to salutogenesis, just like the mantra I chanted when we lit the lamp. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritangamaya. Pathogenesis, salutogenesis, incoherence, coherence, the same type of journey. And how do you actualize this? Well, you have to first of all let go of all the stresses, because the moment stress comes in, it breaks down the whole salutogenic matrix and you go to pieces. You are blown to pieces. We have seen it in COVID. I experienced it firsthand with so many. You are blown to pieces and nothing makes sense. You don't know what to do and there's just no purpose in existing. And that's the point where you have hit the bottom. The good news, once you hit the bottom, you cannot go any lower. And the next part is all up. So how do we regain this sense of coherence? Another word for it is Sukha Sthanam. So Sukha Sthanam means a point where you are at ease with yourself. So again, health can be understood as a state where you are at ease with yourself. Swa ast, to be yourself, to be at ease. And when you lose that, you move to dis-ease. So again, coherence is ease, sukha. Incoherence is dukkha. So today we are now going to start with a few practices to let go of the stressors, and then a pranayama that will help us manifest that sukha within us. So the pranayama is called Sukha Pranayama. Simple deep breathing that produces amazing physiological effects. And then we are going to go into a fourfold relaxation. Because when you relax, it is at that point all the pieces can be brought back together. Because stress, remember, stress is breakdown. Relaxation is restoration, rebuilding, recuperation, rehabilitation. It is all relaxation. So yes, over to you, Sangeeta, to introduce the practices next.
Namaskaram, everyone. Thank you for being here. So for those of you who brought your mats, you're welcome. The practices can be done from the chair, so you don't need to pull the mat out. But if you like to be on the mat or on the floor, now it's a good time to set up. And can you hear me?
Yeah.
Everybody also in the back? Okay. Over there? Yeah. Okay. So the sense of coherence, of course, begins with bringing awareness to the body. Oftentimes when we try to figure out our body, we are not necessarily having a sense of coherence because we don't know. We are walking, but we don't know what our feet are doing. We're gesticulating. Well, I'm Italian, so I speak from experience. We gesticulate a lot. We don't even know that we're gesticulating. We go to the supermarket, we grab something. We don't know why. We get to the cashier. We don't know why we have 5 items that we weren't planning to buy. So all day long, there's a sense of being moved by subconscious thoughts. And then at the end of the day, we feel really tired and sometimes dejected and so on. So the Gitananda tradition has devised a series of jatis where we become aware in a step-by-step manner of what the body is doing, and we coordinate it with the breaths. We thought that we would begin with that because sometimes if we want to make sense of our life, of our world, let's just start with the body and the breath. Sometimes that's all we have. So if you're sitting, adapt please to the sitting. And if you're on the chair, adapt to the chair. I'll be standing. Some of you can also stand. So everybody adapts to what you can do. So we're going to begin by becoming aware of our hands. So we can start by shaking our right hand. Shaking the right hand, do not be misled by a simple kriya, a simple action. This is a very powerful action. We know that the indriyas and all of the prana and all of the chi is terminating in the hands. So with the right hand, I'm shaking the whole body, even though it doesn't look like. The shoulder is down and relaxed, lips relaxed, jaw muscles relaxed. Okay, so start to relax everything. At the same time as you relax, begin to have a sense of sitting up. Or not like, so relaxation should not be associated with collapsing. And that's important. So shake, 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 shake for it. Shake as much as you can. You can do better. Yeah. And then inhale, let it out. And then lower and roll the right shoulder or whatever shoulder you were working with. Now in the rolling, what will happen is that if you have a lot of tension in the shoulder, you will compensate with another part of the body. So make sure you're not grinding the teeth. Yeah? In fact, this is one of the few classes where students are invited to yawn in the face of the teacher. Good? Perfect. All right, this is very good. Now stop for a moment, take a deep breath and feel the difference between the part you worked and the other part. And then we're going to start with the other side. Shake. Coordinate with the breath. Relax everything else. Shake and then shake as much as you can. Shake it, shake it, shake it, much, much, much. Have fun, have fun. Don't stress about relaxing, yeah? And then inhale. And relax down, and you can start to feel, it's almost like a dance. How many of us dance with ourselves? Is that, yeah, in the movies they do, right? But we can feel our body in a more poetic manner. So roll, very nice. Good, now both of the hands together. And now we're gonna go up and down and gently to the sides. Careful who's around you.
If you want to stand, you can stand and do it also.
Yeah.
It's because then you can really reach down and clean up all your pranic cobwebs.
Yes, good. The ones who were there yesterday are now very expert. Okay, then inhale and out. Good. Now hands up, roll the hands, stretch up. Yawn, take a nice breath in. Yeah, one side and then the other. So that when you look at a cat, you're very jealous. Okay, then relax that. Okay. So for those of you, oh good, everybody's standing, that's good. For those of you who are sitting, you can do this movement sitting. Okay. Those of you who are sitting on the chair can start to roll around. Just roll. A big area where we do keep a lot of tension is the lower back.
Here.
And also the area of the lower abdominal organs. Now, as you're doing this movement, check with yourself, where else am I holding tension? Could be the lips, it could be the throat, it could be the jaw. Very nice. So shake right and the left, right and the left, to the side the side, back, the back, front, side, 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 back. Fantastic. Wow, this is good. This is good. So laughter is a good way to relax, not laughing at someone. Okay. Now.
Laughing with someone.
Laughing with someone. Laughing with the self would be good.
Yeah.
Okay. So to wake up a little bit, just in case, clap, right temple. Clap, left temple. Okay, ready? Good. Good.
Love you.
Nice
Love
vibe.
you. Love dub. Love dub.
Good. Now, if you can do right temple, right foot.
Oh.
Left temple, left foot. You can get into a vibe together. Right temple and left foot. Yes. It's okay if you do the other one. Nobody's watching. A little faster. Tempo, foot. Tempo, foot. Tempo, foot. Up. Yes. 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 Good. Very nice. So for the sake of time, because we're just starting the party here, but for the sake of time, I'm going to ask you to either sit on your mat or sit on the chair. We'll practice some Sukha Pranayama, because we do have more content that we want to share. But so as you can see, if the practices help your inner child have fun, they're probably good for us. Eh? Yeah? So not too serious. They're scientifically researched, but they're not too serious. It's good to have fun with the self. So the Sukha Pranayama, apparently Sukha means pleasant or easy. It's not that easy at first. We're going to inhale and exhale through the nostrils. Now the lips are relaxed. Even though we inhale and exhale through the nostrils, the lips are relaxed. The chin is slightly in. Imagine that there's a golden thread pulling you up so that you can sit up, so that the diaphragmatic muscle, which separates the abdominal area from the thoracic area, can move freely. So when sitting down on the phone or the computer, we're unable to breathe well, okay? So we need to make an effort to sit up nowadays. So sitting up, the inhalation and the exhalation are light. And yesterday, Meenakshi ji, sorry to quote you, you have a new fan, as Dr. Ananda said, that the breath is as light as a wanderer, as a pilgrim walking.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So we're going to inhale and exhale on counts of 6, a little faster. Some of you have longer exhale, some of you have shorter. We'll do something in between. Now, the Sukha Pranayama is also about starting to feel a sense of levity in the body. That is the opposite of stress. Stress means to constrict. So as you inhale and exhale, feel the breath moving front, side, and back. Not just here, but like really open up. Tonight we will have a session with the Pranava Pranayama where you'll be able to experience that. So exhale, breathing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in. Breathe out. You can relax your hands. I'll clap for you. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Tell yourself inside of you, relax, relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. In. Out. In. and out. Now take a moment to continue breathing. Just witness yourself in this revision of the concepts of the teachings of salutogenesis and coherence. Your understanding that you're here, how your breath works. You can manage your breath and your body. And your life has meaning. You may not be sure what it is right now, but your life has great meaning. So as you relax and continue to breathe, consolidate these three truths in your mind. And then you can slowly start moving your fingers. And then rub your hands together. Place the palm of the hands over your eyes and open your eyes in this dark, velvety space of the hands. Allow the heat, the prana from the minor chakras of your hands to enter your eyes. And then you can look up, and then you can look down. And then you can look right and left. And blink a few times. One more time, check all of the body parts as best as you can to see if you're holding any tension anywhere. The brow, the jaw, the lips, the neck, the stomach, the tummy. And just relax a little more. Just a breath more. And slowly remove your hands. Take your time. You can go through a beautiful namaskaram in front of the heart. Place the hands down and have a darshan of Maharishi Putra here on the side. It's going to continue on.
Wonderful. Beautiful practice. A very beautiful sense of ease. That is the sukham. When you slow down your breath, now none of you even thought about it, but you were breathing about 6 breaths per minute. The magic formula for wellness is 6 breaths per minute. Because we have natural cardiovascular rhythms that are moving at 6 per minute. And so what we were doing was about 5 seconds inhalation, 5 seconds exhalation. Out of 60 seconds, 60 divided by 10 is 6. And you hit that magic formula. And the moment you hit that, your body says, finally this person up there is listening to me. You know, it is like with partners. Finally you are listening to me, you know. It's sort of, and it says, now something can work. And that is where the sense of coherence, salutogenesis, which seems philosophical, theoretical, can become a lived experience. We are going to go through a very short relaxation to complement this. And my father, Swami Geetananda, used to talk of 4-fold relaxation, 4 aspects. And this can be done as a technique. We will give you a few techniques to do it, but can be brought into every moment of your life. Because yoga, though we do it on yoga mats, is to be lived off the mat also. What you do your 60 minutes on the mat should take care of the rest of the 23 hours of your life. Otherwise, you do an amazing yoga sadhana on your mat and then are the most terrible villain in human history. Doesn't do any good, right? So, the first part of letting go is very important. And this is where you have to first let go. I hope I got that.
Yes.
We have to let go. What do you have to let go? Of your preconceived notions. Because we bring our preconceived notions and prejudices every place we go, to every person we meet, to everything we do. So if you want to relax, the first thing you have to do is let go of the prejudices and those tendencies which are basically today called stereotyping. You have to let go of that. Because what is happening, if you don't let go, you meet someone, they fit into one of your prejudices and you are already reacting, you are not responding to them at all. Reactivity is subhuman. Response ability is human. So the first thing is to let go. Shall we all say that?
Let go.
Let go.
Let go.
Perfect. Excellent. Or what? Prejudices, preconceived notions, all those boxes we put people into. If you put a person into a box, remember, who do you put into the box? A dead body, right? So the moment you put somebody into a box in your mind, you have already done himsa. So ahimsa is not putting people in boxes, okay? The second one, now that you have done that, the second one is give up. See, that's why she's there. You have to give up. What do you have to give up? All the stress you are holding on to. You remember we did the shaking, we are going to do that again, and hold on to the stress and you are telling your body, you are telling your mind, you are telling your nervous system, I don't want this stress. Throw the junk out. It's called declutter in modern terms. Declutter. And when you do that, because if you tell him, no, give it, let's throw it out. It's not going to throw it. Get out! Then it's going to get out, okay? It has to be that bhavana has to be of you junk, get out. Not, will you please go out? Hey, never going to work, okay? Try getting dirt off your clothes by just going, hi, hi. Nothing will happen. Scrub it, okay? Scrub the junk off. That is how you have to do. So, give up. Then, give in. Now, give in usually has a negative connotation, but here, you are giving in to the inner dictates of the mind. You are saying, what is inside me? And you are suddenly turning your senses, which were all going outside, you are turning your senses inside and you are saying, I'm giving in to the inner consciousness, the inner mind. And then the final one is Ishvara Pranidhana, which is giving over, where you give over to the higher dictates of the universe. Because what we realize, even when Jesus was nailed up on the cross, he said, thy will be done. Imagine the consciousness and that moment. Thy will be done. Because we keep on, I remember I said we are human doings. I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. Nothing will happen. Let go. It will happen. And that is why in the Mahabharata, Draupadi was trying to stop a sari being pulled off. Nothing happened. Krishna didn't come. Finally, what does she do? Sharanagati. It is in that moment that the divine abundance can bless you. So, the first part, let go of your prejudices, preconceived notions, and putting people in boxes. Give up the stress and strain that is holding you back from being the best version of yourself. Give in to the inner consciousness and mind, and give over to the higher dictates of the universe. Now this is going to come into a series of practices over the next 10 minutes. We had planned 20 minutes, but it's going to be 10. And we'll do this again and again, don't worry.
So again, those of you who are on the floor or on the mat, you can come down. Those of you who are sitting on the chair, come a little bit further out of the chair. Of course, you can modify anything, but what matters is that in this 10 minutes, you'll be able as best as you can to sit up. It's important, okay? So So we have worked with our hands before. Now we're going to work with our legs. So I can also do this. So for those of you who are on the mat, you can move your right leg up and down. Those of you on the chair, just you can help yourself with your hands. Try not to hold your breath. So while we're doing this, think about one pre-concept, one hang up, something that you're ready to release. About you. Don't think about another person, please. As soon as I go, I want to give up with this person. No. No, not that. Okay, something about you. What is the pattern that keeps coming and that is not healthy for you? We know you'll have many. So just choose one, okay? And then those of you who are on the floor, you can just do like that. You can help yourself with your, Take a deep breath, then squeeze in as high as you can. Inhale and release. Good, good. One more time, shake. Think about the thing you want to release, and now mind, body together with the breath. It came up to my head. Oh my God. Last one, why? And inhale, and out. And relax. Okay, other leg. Ready? I'll do a little bit here, a little bit there to just, okay. Try not to hold the breath. Think again about something you need to release. It's never too late. That's the other thing. It's too late. All right, it's a habit. No. Now we're doing it, yeah? Inhale, release. Again. Inhale. And one more time again. Inhale. Take a moment to feel the tingling sensation of release. It's quite there, eh? So quiet the mind, the inquisitive mind. Is it there? Is it not there? Am I feeling? Am I releasing? Just come in and feel what's in. So the letting go of the prejudice. Now, after we give up, because of horror vacui, something that happens in our electromagnetic field, when we empty something, something else needs to come in. Isn't that right? It's in the lungs that happens. It's in nature. There's a filling of the void under the Akash Tattva. So let's put in a sankalpa then. We're letting out of a prejudice or something that we're unable to manifest. So what is a good sankalpa? What would you like to manifest? The sankalpa for me for the whole weekend is to smile. It doesn't have to be like, oh, I'm going to be, the most holy person. I'm not sure. You should see me in the lunch dining hall. Yeah? So just simple, really. It's like, what is a sankalpa you can actually attain? It's a smile. It's maybe rolling the shoulders back. And just to remember something healthy. And your mind can go there instead of in the prejudice. It's as simple as that, which is huge, in fact, right? So with that, let's see. And those of you who are sitting on the ground, you can, of course, cross your legs here for a moment. Let's connect back to the breath. Now, you understand how we did it before. We inhaled and exhaled on similar counts. Please go ahead and do it, because all of our breathing cycles are different. So inhale and exhale. You can put your hands on your lap or in the yoga mudra with the right hand over the left, just like this. Or other mudras that are, comfortable to you. It could be the jnana mudra, it's whatever you prefer. So now, when we want to let something in, to give in to the dictates of the higher mind, as Dr. Bhavanani just taught us, let's begin by opening our listening capacity. Because how are we going to hear, how are we going to feel unless we are relaxed enough to listen? So let's listen again to the heartbeat. Some of you can listen or hear it. Some of you may feel the sensation of the beat in the chest. And then relax. Relax your brow, your lips. Bring the chin in a bit. Relax your shoulders. Relax everything as best as you can. And open up to the sounds of the room without grabbing, without grasping. Expand in listening. Give in to the inner wisdom, the inner voice, the inner wisdom that all is well right now. That's a sukham, is a choice. Dr. Ananda teaches often, meditation is a choice. Relaxation is a choice. So relaxation is a choice that we now choose. Choose to relax. Choose to be here, well. And now in giving over, the last part of the relaxation, we're going to practice what in secular circles, it's called humming. In medicine also humming. The sound of. Good, good. We will see, thank you. One second. We will see a little bit later today how these sounds actually are sourced in spiritual traditions. But what's important as you make the sound, find the pitch that is right for you. And think of this sound as a direct channel to something greater and as a grounding practice at the same time. So the vibration of the sound really makes you feel an embodiment in your body. You will feel the vibration in your bones. You will feel it in your buttocks, in your feet. At the same time, the sound rises up beyond the top of the head and connects you to the subatomic vibration that sustains our whole galaxy. So let's go. Now intentionally send the humming to any area of your body, physical body, emotional body, mental body, spiritual body, that needs to experience the sense of coherence. So maybe you have something in the liver, or the knee, or the neck, or maybe there's a relationship that needs healing. Intentionally send the benefits of the humming to that area of your life. Very nice. Bring your sound back down a moment. To complete this session, very gently, because it's quite a meditative experience, but very gently open your eyes. Stay in a more introverted gaze. Don't stare out, but see if there's a person next to you and that you feel comfortable. See if you can place the right hand on a part of the person's body. You can ask them for permission. So I know it's a bit unusual, but see, you can put them on, on the wrist, or see who's there for you. Go ahead. It's a bit of an Italian stretch, but you can do it. Sounds good. Perfect. Or the left hand also. Just see what's comfortable. And we're going to hum and see if you can feel the vibration of your voice with light, only light, meeting the other person's vibration. It's a beautiful experience. Now, if this position you're holding is straining you, adjust a little. Yeah, because otherwise it's not going to work. Yeah, just do this for just one more minute, okay? Ready? Exhale. Inhale. When you're ready, take a deep breath and continue on. We'll do this a few breaths. And lastly, feel and listen. So one more hum. Listen to all of the amazing sounds of everybody's voices and spirits. Release the sparsh, release the touch, bring it back into the yoga mudra. Or also you can, if you feel comfortable, put both of your hands on your heart, on your chest. Or one hand on the chest and one on the tummy. And then refresh in your mind's eye the sankalpa that you made. Very nice. Hands in Namaskar Mudra. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Ananda.
Beautiful. Thank you, Sangeeta. Go on. Questions. 5 minutes. You all sounded amazing. You know, the power of coming together can be experienced in these moments. There was a shift from the I to the we. I hope you experienced that. It was a collective sound that was coming out. Beautiful. You want to give a mic? Yeah. Just that.
It's all right to do the leg exercises if you have had knee surgery or something?
I would say, yeah. The question was, if you have had knee surgery and other things, is it okay to do these leg exercises? You can for sure do it, but be mindful of your own body and its language. So, you know, we have a tendency, I had surgery, I cannot do anything. I am pregnant, I cannot do anything. You know, I have hypertension, I cannot do anything. I have diabetes. You know, we are so used to I cannot do, I cannot do. Rather is do what you can, respecting your body's language. Your body will tell you, this is hurting, stop. You don't have to go through pain. This whole phrase, you know, no pain, no gain is stupid. Okay? Because you don't have to go through pain. And so, you know, this idea that, oh, I'm going to push through pain. No. Be aware of it. At the same time, be mindful that it's not the laziness of the body that is trying to escape. It's like, you know, the kid who doesn't want to go to school says, I have a tummy ache. And nobody except that kid and God knows whether the tummy ache is real or not. So the body does that sometimes. Oh, I'm hurting, so don't do. So you have to have the discernment to know whether it is a pain that could harm you or a gentle pain that is actually part of you using a part of your body that you haven't used before. If you have never used your hand and the first time you lift it, there will be pain. So it doesn't mean don't lift your hand, but lift it mindfully. So I think the key is mindful movement. And again with the breath. The breath is the mediator between the mind and body. Can I have one more question there?
Recommend to do these exercises you're running?
See, ideally, you know, mornings are always the best to kickstart the day. But just because in the morning we cannot do it, many people say, I don't have time in the morning, so I don't do it. So if you cannot do it in the morning, the evening is also fine. Better that they are done when your stomach is not too full. Because if you have eaten, all your consciousness is going to digestion. And if it is going to digestion, nothing will happen up here because the blood has been diverted someplace else. So ideally, it should be when you haven't eaten too much. But say you are in a situation in life, you are in your office, and over lunch break, you know that in the afternoon there's going to be a meeting which you really, really don't want to attend. Okay? You could do this, change your mindfulness, change your space, and you go into the meeting and it will not be as bad as you thought it would be. So yes, you could use it as an SOS also, but ideally you get up in the morning, the sun would be so happy if he said, hello, good morning, Surya. My mother used to say, as long as there is one person on this planet doing Surya Namaskar, the sun will continue to come up. So we at our ashram make sure that the sun comes up by making sure we get a Surya Namaskar in the morning.
Can I say something?
Yeah, please.
Excuse me. Yeah, so you probably are all aware that when you start doing an exercise with a muscle you haven't used before, you will feel pain at first, right? So while maintaining a certain awareness of the movement, so don't overdo it, at the same time, don't be discouraged right away. Maybe you haven't used a specific, movement and you feel like, it should never pain, it should never feel pain. But if you feel like, I don't know, maybe it's not good, just see where that fine line is, but don't give up so easily.
No.
Because otherwise you'll just retrocede instead of overcoming. So that's the only thing.
I think the key here that Sangeeta has brought up is you have to distinguish pain and discomfort.
Yes.
Because we have discomfort, but we label it pain, and then pain becomes incapacitating.
Yes.
Because that's what we have been trained. And again, pain as a phenomena is more in the mind than in the body. Which is why now in North America, after the opioid crisis, they realized we have to find some non-pharmacological ways to deal with chronic pain, and yoga and mindfulness have become the key trajectories of that whole movement. So I think mindfulness and listening to the body, we went in and listened to ourselves. How often do we listen to ourselves? Most of the time we don't, because I have grown up here. See, I was born and brought up in this culture. And we are always sort of expecting somebody to tell us what to do. It's sort of ingrained. Somebody will tell us. And recently, a couple of years back, when my mother had a stroke and I had to take over the ashram, now I don't have somebody to tell me what to do. Now I have to tell myself what to do. And I saw that big shift of consciousness. Rather than looking for someone to tell us, ask yourself, what am I to do in this situation? Who am I to be in this place? And you'll find the answer from within. I think one last question before tea.
In the next session after tea,
Yeah.
we will do a lot of these exercises with more time. So if you want to come back after, then you learn
There'll be
more.
many of these practices are going to be coming back in different forms. So, yes.
Yeah, please explain this word coherence. I find it very confusing.
Yeah. Coherence means when everything is in tune. So, for example, say, Sangeeta, you say sa.
Sa.
No, sing.
Oh. Sa.
Sa. Sa. That is coherence. Now again.
Sa.
Sa. That is incoherence. That's what it is. Because, when all the pieces come together, it is a dance. It is like, of course, we also have break dance, which is more incoherent. But think of Bharatanatyam, Kathak, Kuchipudi, those movements, how the movements are there. The movements are synchronized. So when your body and mind, emotions are synchronized to your spirit, that is coherence. But when there is again a split, Dvaitam, Dvitiyam, from Dvitiyam, Bhayam, and from Bhayam, stress, from stress, breakdown. And that is why, I know it's a political statement recently, but Abhaya Mudra reminds us, fear not. I think, yes.
Thank you,
Yes,
Dr.
Meenakshi ji.
I just had one, a question of sorts. First of all, thank you for this beautiful session to begin our day. You know, at your ashram, your mother used to get a lot of children from the Dalit communities around, and they used to practice yoga every day. And they were given access to something that was denied to them for generations. And she once told me that watching these children, suddenly after a certain point, you can see that they have skipped many lifetimes.
Absolutely.
That moment, you know, where you, it's like riding a bicycle. You try, and then there's that particular moment. Now, how does that manifest within this salutogenesis trajectory?
Wow.
Thank you.
You know, it is about skillfulness. So, skillfulness will only manifest with practice. If Virat Kohli plays the way he plays, it is not because he just got up in the morning, took a bat and went out to bat. The practice, and this is why my Ammaji, my mother used to say, regularity, repetition and rhythm. The 3 R's, not like the movie 3 R's, but anyway. Regularity, repetition and rhythm. So whatever you do, when you apply these concepts into your life, when you do these practices, there should be a regularity of your sadhana. So regularity, and I did it once, why do I have to do it again? No, repetition. Because with regularity and repetition, skill will manifest. And then you come into a rhythm. And in that rhythm, you come into what psychologists call the flow. The flow experience where Virat said that. There was a point he bent down in the final and he said, I thought all the failures that we had had in the past, and I said, I am not going to let that come back. And in that moment, he said, he went into the zone. They call it the zone, the flow experience. You are not playing, you are the play. You are not living, you are life. You are not trying for salutogenesis, you are salutogenesis.